Is a watch party a good thing to do, or yeah? Okay. Let's see. And then I just paste my YouTube thing. Was that gonna? Is that will that work? Ah, no results found. No. Oh wait, hold on. No results found. It says. So it's a watch party, and I just have the link in the watch party. You don't need to add a link. You don't need to add a. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, I'm hearing myself talk. Oh wait, I need to turn this off. That's cool, huh? Okay, so everybody's kind of getting like a little preview. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wine Talk number 3. Shima and Wine Talk number 3. We've got Kelly and Megu over here. Welcome. Cool. So, I mean, just to get down to business, what are you guys drinking and what are you guys eating? I mean, because that's the most important thing. Okay. Just vegetables. Not a bad place to be. Yeah. I've been in lockdown with me cooking, so. What is that? Mm-hmm. Wow, Armenia. That's there. That wouldn't be your first place to go for wine, huh? Cool. Oh, you're making me jealous. Yeah, I can't really drink wine anymore. Well, I cut down on wine so I could lose some weight. Um, because I would drink like a bottle or two of wine a night, and that's like your a day's worth of calories, right? So it's like I'm not eating very much. Why am I still getting so fat, right? So I cut down on the wine, and then occasionally, you get because you have your wine friends, right? And they're like, oh, let's go drink some wine. So you go drink some wine, and then for the next 2 or 3 days, my knees, my joints, my ankles will they get weak and like start like hurt, or it's like you like they're suddenly. It's very strange, and it's happened like 3 times now when I've binged on wine. So I'm very jealous. I will occasionally have a glass here and there, but yeah, I don't enjoy wine. I would like to enjoy wine, but yeah. I am drinking Shima. And this is the Kumejima name for Okinawan Awamori. Yeah. So it's not so Shima means island, but Shima means the island liqueur, right? So this is what I'm drinking these days. Yeah. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. So I'm having some kume-sen from Kumejima. And on Kumejima, it's very interesting because depending on which there's like three or four, there's two or three, two maybe two different distilleries, right? And depending on the shima that you're drinking, you need to drink different water. So you drink. So if you mix it, you're doing the mizuwari. You're gonna mix the water with the kumesen. You have to get water from the mountains, right? But if you're doing the one from the local one, which is Yone Shima Shuzo, you need to get the bottled water from downtown. It doesn't because it doesn't match up. Yeah, it's very cool. So I start with it on the rocks, and then I add some shikwasa later. Yeah. How about you, Mega? What are you drinking? You drinking the same wine? Oh, those are cool glasses. Oh, that's awesome. Who? Who's that? Oh wow, that's awesome. Well, cheers and welcome. So I was just realizing just now. Is it good? It's not good. Oh no. Oh no, is she gonna get sick? That's awesome. So yeah, okay. Oh, I feel bad now, huh? Me, I have over here. I've got a little, little starter plate. You know these? It's like the cheese wrapped up in the fake seafood, like the fake crab. Yeah. Oh, this is so good. And that was the Japanese part of it, and this is elemental from Switzerland, I guess, Swiss cheese, and then we got some nama ham. Yeah. What's nama ham in English? Prosciutto? No, not prosciutto. Yeah. But why do they call it raw ham if it's not raw? Sorry, starting out with the really hard questions. Eh? Uh huh. Okay, you guys are veg. No, you're not vegetarian. You're eating chicken, so really. Hmm. Okay, I'm kind of sorry about that because I love beef. I love beef. Beef is yeah. Wow. Uh huh. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not beef, right? Crazy. So I'm realizing, and maybe I'm wrong because in these Corona days, my memory is totally shot. But did we do a wine talk in the distant past? Yeah, I thought we did. And I just remembered it like 10 minutes ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I should have shown a clip. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. I actually stopped the first series of wine talks after 311. And yeah, after 311, after the tsunami. Yeah. Um. Yeah, but so it was. Yeah, it was like 9, 10 years ago. So I'll have to find that. Because I still have it. It's like really small. I like have the video that was like streamed on this, back in the day, man. Like 10 years ago, streaming was just like tiny, right? And then it's like, why can't I have 4K? You know, the world has totally changed, right? Yeah, you played your instruments too, didn't you? And we played some of the yeah. It was good. Oh. Yeah, I really did it up. We usually had lots of really good food, and we just sit and eat and talk and stuff. Yeah, 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 totally. So okay, so let's. You wanna? Where do you wanna go? Let's start with how you guys met. How did you guys find each other? Is it a secret? That was the thing we weren't. That was she's telling you. Now. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Uh huh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. A white hoodie. Oh, really? So you were still in your goth days. So this was something for your band? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. That was a compliment, right? You don't do that anymore now? You still do illustrations? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Really? Rubbing the happy Buddha's head, yeah. The happy Buddha, right? That's cool. Yeah, I have absolutely no control over what my fingers do on a piece of paper. So like it's hard for me to like write my name and make it legible. You know, I do draw things, but they're just out of just weird, just out of control, right? So I could be like this idiot savant artist or something, but yeah, anybody who can draw, I'm just totally impressed with because I just can't even imagine what it would be like to be able to do it myself, you know? Hmm. Yeah, I can play guitar. Yeah, just saying. Yeah, no, I can do almost everything. I just can't draw. Maybe I just put that in my Yeah, maybe I should put that on my Meishi, and it's like I can do everything but draw. Right? Right? Yeah. Hi. Okay. So what do you need? Well, can you do that? Yes. I can't draw. I can't draw. Cool. And then and we've never even talked about this whole thing, right? Like so you came here, met her, went back after 6 weeks, I'm assuming, and then gave up the goth thing and decided I'm gonna go to Japan. I'm gonna marry this awesome, crazy, creative woman. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I met you. What was it? 2000. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. And then I left, eh? Like, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Oh, cool. So, all right. So, yeah. So when did you guys start doing music together? Yeah. Uh huh. You didn't send me any links to your goth videos or anything, and I saw today you were a vocalist. I never heard you sing, man. Woo! Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I guess we're not gonna be able to share that tonight, but sometime you have to share that with me. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. 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 Wow. Cool. So you were doing that, and you were musical and everything, but you kind of didn't do the music for a while. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, because I remember around that time when I met you, I was so I was so busy doing the whole IT thing, and and so I my music took a back was on the back burner for a number of years, right? And it wasn't until and Herman would come and get me and like, dude, we gotta play, you know, and it'd be like, okay, well, we'll play and everything. So it was it wasn't until it was probably 5, 6 years that I didn't really do any music. I'd play my guitar sometimes, but didn't play out. And the only time we play out when Herman would set up a show or something. But it was like that a time of transition. Oh. hmm Oh, is out of control, huh? I'm getting a chat message that says that they can only hear my voice. Hold on. Hold on. We got some technical difficulties here. Why would that happen? You were hearing your voice earlier, right? On the stream? Can you hear it on the stream? Oh no. Why would unmute all? This is very strange. So, yeah, cuz okay, if you talk, what happens to my levels up here? No, it's not. Oh shoot. Wow. Okay. Sorry, everybody. So you just been listening to me talk and watching these guys' mouths move, huh? Oh, wow. Why would that not happen? Let's see. But we didn't change anything, huh? Okay, I've set broadcast system. Oh, okay, talk again. Talk again. See what happens. No. So why can I hear you, but maybe this is Ecamm wants me to upgrade to Pro so that I can monitor actual audio, huh? Oh dear. Oh, sorry everybody. You feel very bad. Have to figure out how this is. No. So should you guys be coming in through system audio? Okay, let me see. Do I need the Stream Deck plugin or something? That's not. I don't need that. Wow, you can hear me though, huh? No, you were coming in before, man. ごめんなさいね、皆さん。聞こえなくて。Okay. So, maybe you think it's a Zoom setting? Oh, this is very embarrassing. Okay. Select the speaker. Ecamm live app. Okay, talk again.
Can you hear us now?
Oh, how about that?
Test 1, 2, 3.
皆さん聞こえますか? Can you hear, guys?
ケンさん聞こえる? ダメか
I can hear now.
Right? You can hear it now. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yay!
Yeah, it was okay. Sorry about that. Okay, we have to go back and talk for another 30 minutes. Oh shoot. Okay, sorry about that.
よし。
That's what happens when you try to do everything all by yourself, eh? Okay,
あ
guys.
岡が見てるよ。
Oka's out there.
うん。
Oka! Oka!
はい。はい、じゃあ、よいよい、始まりましょう。
これからみたいな。
Welcome
これから。
Welcome to Shima and Wine Talk number 3. I'm here with Kelly and Bigger. And we've been talking for 30 minutes and nobody's been able to hear us except for me.
Ja, Dosho.
はあ。
Should we go back and
Okay, let's
do it again?
well no. I think we just move on. I think there's lots of stuff to talk about. And
All right.
yes, okay, we're getting some comments now and everything. Let's play some music. What do you
Sounds
think?
like a plan.
Yeah, okay. I've got these four tunes here. What would you like to start with?
What do you
何
think?
何
You know, we'll let you choose because
Okay.
you recorded or helped us record all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Can we start with mine?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, hey? Yeah. So you guys, how long ago was it now? It's been
The release was 2010. I think we started recording at Studio J in 2009.
okay. I thought it was like 2 years though, wasn't it?
It was a long time. It took us a long time to do that recording.
Yeah, but you guys came out. Yeah, it's funny because I met you in this IT universe,
Yep.
and I wasn't doing music, and then I kind of had a falling out with the company that you stayed with, right?
Mhm.
And then I went on and made my own company, and I did more IT and did mobile phone stuff and everything, and then I was just like, I gotta get back to music, right? And one day, it was basically one day. I've been thinking about it for a while. One day I was in California with my friend, and I was like, I decided I'm gonna make a recording studio, right? So came back to Japan, and a week later went looking for places and found this place that we are at now. It was the second place we went to.
Wow.
Right, and then we were still connected through Herman, right?
Yep.
うん。
And there's like, okay, we're gonna make this album. You got the studio, so let's do it. Yeah, and that was in the early days, eh? It
Yeah, I
was-
don't think you'd been open very long at all at
yeah,
that point.
yeah. And yeah, you guys came out and you brought all your crazy instruments and stuff, and you brought all your crazy friends and lots of guest musicians and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a massive project, eh? Yeah.
It was intense, and it was so cool to do that out at Studio J. Because if you haven't been there, folks, you've got to go out there. So
Oh yeah.
it's this wonderful kind of normal Japanese house with a really great sounding studio built into it. So it was like being in a pro studio and at the same time being at your friend's house in the countryside. There were
Mhm.
cricket stuff. We even included that on
Oh,
one
yeah,
of the
we did.
tracks.
Yeah. I kind of left the door open so you can get a little sense of that. We don't have crickets today though.
It was amazing. It was just so peaceful and so chill and relaxing. And we went out there with Herman. Bartlin was playing percussion with us at the time. And over that long period, Minoa came out with us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yuzo.
Yuzo-san came out with us. And
Shiori.
Shiori, the tabla player, came out with us. And Gio
うん、ジオ来たね。
Yeah,
came
yeah,
out
yeah.
as well from Dakini
Yeah.
Records.
うん。
Yeah, how's Gio doing?
He's been having a rough time. He's got hypercusis, which is like a very severe version of tinnitus, and
Oh
unfortunately,
wow.
it's not been able to be out and about for quite some time now.
Wow. Okay, so this one, I want to play this one. Not because I'm, well, probably because I am. Because it's an awesome
What?
recording.
What?
But this was, you guys came out for one of our one take parties.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, yes, yes.
And those are the things where you come out and you drink beer and you eat barbecue and everybody gets 15 minutes to record an original song. Right. And so you guys had four, it was you, Herman, Shiori. Yeah, it was you two, Herman and Shiori.
Yep.
Yeah, just four of you, right? So we had one microphone, this microphone here. And we set it up right in the middle. You can see it on the video.
Yeah.
And you played. And it's, I mean, I don't know. I like multi-track recordings, you can control everything. And have, you can put everything where you want it to be. But you don't always need a multi-track recording, I reckon.
Yeah.
So here is, this is, what's the song name? I don't remember the song name.
Did they wing it?
No, it's Rubub's song, right?
Yeah. Well, you guys can tell me afterwards.
We're not
Yeah.
sure what the title
we're
of that
not
one
sure.
is anymore.
And it's yeah. I call it Rain in Eden.
Okay.
Like it's on the YouTube. The YouTube link is Rain in Eden. Right.
we can go with that. That works.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. All right. We can talk about it. We can talk over this if you want. Okay.
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 Yeah. If you remember anything. Here we go. Dun dun dun. Remember the name of the song?
Do you remember? We don't.
You got Herman on frame drum and Shiori on tabala.
Yep. And Meg on Santur, and I've got Afghan Rubub.
That's really cool, man.
And we have an observer who looks like he's
Yeah,
from the
observer.
Ministry of Music, who's making sure we don't do anything illegal.
Right?
Natsukashi.
Gosh, that's crazy, huh?
That brings back
Yeah,
a lot of nice memories.
yeah, that was really cool. I was really happy. It was for me. It was such a wonderful chance to record instruments I'd never even seen or heard of before. I heard the name. Yeah, Santur. And every synthesizer's got a Santur. Doesn't sound like that when you play it, right? When you play it on a synthesizer, right? And just all the different, just trying different ways to get the sound of the instrument,
Yeah.
right?
That was really interesting. And I think, the process of going through the recording and how to find the tones on those instruments was such an interesting
Yeah,
challenge.
we
I think
learned
that's
a
why it
lot.
took us so long.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really
You had to come
happy.
up. Yeah, it's a great album, hey. So how many million copies have you sold?
Do you remember?
How many millions? Well, I think we outsold Kanye every year.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. We
Did
have
you
no
get a
idea.
Grammy for that, or?
It's actually, I think, this kind of music is really tough. Is really kind
Mm-hmm.
of a tough sell. But we had a really good opportunity during those years when there's a lot of interest in ethnic music, and fortunately, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's coming back around again. So
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's ethnic, but it's not ethnic. It's yeah. I mean, you have a very unique sound, right? It doesn't fall into a certain genre, right?
Yeah, it's not traditional. It's
Yeah.
fusion.
yeah, we kind of call it. What do you call it? Silk Road.
Silk Road Exotica.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
Silk Road Exotica. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Silk Road
nobody understands, but I like it.
Yeah.
it's inspired by ethnic music,
Yeah.
but the
Mm-hmm.
songs, we very rarely do traditional covers, and we do maybe a handful now but we didn't back then.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what was? So I was reading the web page today when you were doing a mixture of electronic music and shamisen.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
how did that evolution happen? How did you go from that to what you kind of sort of became?
What do you think?
Or did it change? I mean, maybe it's the same thing,
I
just
think
using
it
different instruments.
it certainly evolved a lot from the first year or so, because the first year the electronics were a huge part of it, and
Mm-hmm.
um, a couple of the songs that ended up on the album were songs from that time period, but I think it evolved to a point where Herman really helped, because then we could kind of
Mm.
move away from the electronic percussion, and that changed
Mm-hmm.
things right away with the natural
Yeah.
frame drum.
I think
And
that time I wasn't that flexible. I'm not that flexible now, but
sure you are.
before I was so stuck to this traditional style, and no, I didn't want to change anything. So
Well,
I
I
think
mean, we were
we,
both that way, because I was coming from the electronic music thing and getting used to tones that weren't, in pitch with synthesizers was really hard. It took a while to figure out how to make that work and sound really good.
Oh, really? Okay. Uh huh.
But we got there, and I think along the way we both fell in love with the microtonal music coming out of places
mm,
like Iran,
Iran.
and
Mm-hmm.
that pushed us farther down the road for electronic music or for ethnic music. And Meg took over Santur from, because I'd been playing it in the beginning. She took it over and took that much farther.
Mm-hmm.
And we went through that 2 year process of getting a rabab from Pakistan.
Yeah, we did that.
That story is interesting all by itself. So
Yeah,
I
you
was
finally
watching
got that, though. Yeah.
I was watching a documentary about Afghan refugees in Peshawar in
Mm-hmm.
Pakistan, and they showed this instrument, and I thought, oh my God, that sound is the coolest thing I've ever heard. I've got to have that. And it took 2 years of searching for someone in either Afghanistan or Pakistan who could help us get our hands on one.
Mm-hmm.
And a really lovely elder gentleman named Haji Taj um, sorted us out, got rabobs not only for us, but helped some other musicians around the world get their hands on rabobs. And
Oh wow.
yeah, that was amazing. And that changed everything for us too, I think. Yeah.
And rabobs are like handmade. You can only get them from like artisans or something, or
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean they're more common now because there's quite a bit of interest. But I think at the time I got mine, I only found maybe five or six people who were trying to do stuff with them,
Mm-hmm.
out there. And a couple of those people were already pretty famous. Like Efren Lopez is this amazing
Mm.
European artist who
Mm-hmm.
plays everything with strings. And
Yeah.
yeah, a few other people were out there, but it wasn't something that was that common at the time.
Wow.
But now there's a lot of people exploring it, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Did they join the album we made for the charity?
Yeah, yeah. Um, You remember that we did the album
The
after the
charity
Big
earthquake.
album?
time. Yeah. Big time. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of the people from the global music community, helped out in providing songs for that, which was really nice.
Mm.
Tell us that story, huh? I mean, that
So,
was just. I mean, it was an incredibly fucked up time,
yeah,
and it was just like, it was there are so there, like I was saying like 2 weeks ago, I guess there are so many similarities with what happened after 3/11 and what's
Right.
happening now, but there are also a lot of disparities,
mm,
right? After 3/11, you knew what you could do to help people, and you could actually go and do something to help people.
Yeah.
yeah,
Now it's not clear what you can do, and it's not clear who you can help, and helping people is really dangerous,
Yeah.
you know,
Unfortunately, that's true.
right? So it's hard to, and you don't see people, so it's hard to connect with people and try to do something together. But for this project, we were able to connect and do something together, which is quite awesome. Yeah.
we got kind of lucky because your work started like immediately after the earthquake. You were
Mm-hmm.
already on the ground and helping folks up there,
Mm.
and we had a big event scheduled for 2 weeks later. So we remember the big Suri.
Oh, okay.
So we re-engineered our event to become a charity. So we got a lot of people to bring materials and got those
Mm-hmm.
sent up and donated the money from that
Mm.
as well. And along the way, we started reaching out to musicians because everyone was writing us and saying, "Are you guys okay? What's going on over there?"
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Fukushima was blowing up, and
Yeah.
you know, I remember the day the French embassy kind of did their, everybody flee Japan announcement. And that was the same day that several of the artists had written to us and said, yes, we'll send you music and
Yeah.
you can use the music to help raise some money. And that ended up being a pretty amazing collection of some of the world's most astonishingly good
Right. A double
Robot
album, right?
musicians. Yeah. I mean, Hama
20.
Saki is on that, one of the
Yeah.
greatest robot players anywhere. Yuldu is one of the top pop singers from Uzbekistan. She's on the second volume, I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember.
And Larry Porter
Yeah, yeah.
is on there, who's actually one of the first, I think, American robot players ever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. And it
And the woman with the amazing voice,
yeah, that might be Yildiz.
is that her?
Right. I have to go back through that album. It's been a long, long
Yeah,
time,
we
but
should
It was
listen
incredible.
again.
Yeah.
yeah, it was an incredible body of work, and I felt like everybody around the world said, "Japan, we love you," and like you said, it was easy to know what to do then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there were a lot of
Now,
people to help you do that, right? Yeah.
right now, I think the best thing we kind of decided on was trying to keep, well, two things: trying to keep people's spirits up by keeping the community shows going with the live streams.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other thing is just trying to ask, really plead with the public to be safe,
Yeah.
so we can get this over with.
Yeah. Should we let's play another song and then let's segue into you guys talking about what your life in isolation is like.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
cool? Yeah. I'm gonna go for another. This is gonna be a live song. Since we're gonna go into isolation, desert song. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. So this is from a live performance at. Tell me the name of the place.
Is that Kai?
Kai or hot buttered, I think.
It depends.
Hot.
If it's
Yeah,
really
hot.
beautiful stage, it's Kai. If it's a smaller place, that's Hot Buttered Club in Shibuya.
Hot Butter Club. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. So this is Desert Song. Okay. Love that graphic. We have to talk about that later.
Hot buttered.
also screamed at. Ooh, very cool.
Thank you. And that's got Shuhei, who is just an incredible percussionist, playing Persian tombak in that piece for us.
That was just the three of you, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, for the last couple years, probably the majority of the shows have been the three of us. Occasionally with Minoa-san coming back in and joining us on frame drum, and we do something a little bigger.
Yeah.
And I'm always like when I go to Okinawa and you have just like the in, I'm a guitarist, right? And you can strum it, and you can play all 6 strings,
Yeah.
and you're just like, right? And that idea of driving a song forward with one string, one note at a time, is slightly foreign to me.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Mm.
So bum 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 bum, right? But that is infinitely more powerful than you know. I mean, it's but it's a different thing. But to have the way that you're able to make so much movement in the song with so little is very, very cool.
I
You
think
know?
it really all comes down to the great melody. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
have the memorable melody, either way, it's kind of weak. So
I mean, I think we're kind of lucky because our melodic senses are quite
Mm-hmm.
similar and very different at the same time.
Yeah.
And Meg comes from a tradition where, with shamisen, there's these amazing subtleties
Mm-hmm.
that, coming from the background I come from, you couldn't dream of getting away with that. And so I've learned a lot from Meg over the years of seeing how she approaches melody, and then bringing that other sensibility together. We try to come up with melodies that have a specific kind of, I don't know, mood or emotion rather than storytelling, I guess, as much.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's melody, and it's also rhythm too. You know that it's
mm,
like there's something about that because in some ways you're driving. Dun, dun, it's short notes usually.
mhm.
They don't really extend, right? But the way you have to hit them in a certain way and matching that drum, and it just makes it into something so much bigger, right?
It
Because it.
helps a lot with having a percussionist who's so intuitive like Shuhei
Mm-hmm.
is, because he comes from that Persian music tradition where
Mm-hmm.
it's like Indian music in the sense that the string and the percussion are having a conversation.
Yeah.
So I think he brings that to the table with stuff for us too.
We both are not used to the concept that coding, that then
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we both really cannot think that way. We always just think the single melody first, then
Mm.
make the song.
Interesting, and I want to like learn more about that because I would love to be able to do that. To be able, because there are people you just like they have a shamisen. You got 3 strings, and it's just one guy or a woman singing and just playing dum 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 dum, and it's awesome,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know how I don't know how to limit myself to just doing that.
We glad you like that. Not everybody likes that.
Yeah. But I
Oh,
think it's
really? No,
something that
this.
exists in electronic music too. Like it's like the ambient stuff that we were listening
Mhm.
to last night. A lot of the time, the driving factor behind that is a single line,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of takes you somewhere. And if you
Yeah.
follow that line, then whatever's going on around it just kind of enhances it.
Yeah, totally, right? Yeah, but that idea of music, it's just like, what is it? Like sublime music that goes, like that you can't, because you can put it into a computer. You can put those same notes in a computer, and it would not work,
Mm.
Yeah.
right? Would not work. But something about the three of you together playing these simple lines, but matching correctly, just supersedes anything you could really imagine. It's very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are horrible at jamming, but
Yeah. I think we're both composers more than performers. I think the
Mm-hmm.
performing thing doesn't come very easily for us, but the
Yeah.
composition side, we're quite more at home doing that.
I
Yeah.
will let you. You guys want to know a secret? I don't know if I can. I can probably say it online in English, but when you guys came out to the one take, I think it was one take number 3 or something, or
yeah.
and the first two were kind of with all the local musicians and everything, and you guys came out, and the guy that I sort of organized with it, he was just like, those guys are too good. You guys, they're so much better than us, because we like for the first one we made a CD and everything, and then you guys come out and it was like, I don't know, I don't know if we can do any more one takes anymore, because these guys are like professionals and everything. So they were very impressed with your performance.
Wow.
Wow. I guess our acting chops are better than we thought.
No, I think everybody's great. I mean, it's like when you, from the musician side, you never feel like you're good enough, right?
Yeah.
You know, and just a few times when you're playing in the right situation, you're like, oh God, that was great,
Yeah.
and you feel happy. It's like playing golf, and you go do 18 holes, and you get one nice, you hit the 9-iron, and it goes like that close to the hole. It's like, oh yeah, that was great, but you never feel like you're a good golfer, you know. But you always want to play, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you feel really good, but in general, you're like, because you never know if you're going to be able to play it right. You can, it's there's one thing, there's playing it right, getting all the notes right, and playing it so it makes you feel good,
Yeah.
and that doesn't happen all the time. So it's really hard as a musician to to feel arrogant. You can't you can't feel arrogant about your musicianship, right?
That's probably a big part of it for us. We're not good at being super confident about what we do anyway. We're
Yeah.
pretty shy about it.
Yeah.
And honestly, it probably holds us back sometimes because we've got a lot of material we've never released because we're just way too critical of it.
Uh-huh.
Now we're actually consciously really trying not to do that to ourselves. We're trying to just throw it out there, and if it flies, it flies. If it doesn't, then we can get some feedback. Maybe it'll help us do better.
But generally, from my sense of you guys, is anything you make will not suck.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Very sweet.
So make it, do it, put it out, and if it sells, it sells. Doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. It has nothing to do with you guys. But the process of doing it is important for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
True.
Well, we want to come out and do another album. We've got a lot of stuff that has been created since that first album that I think is taken the whole project forward.
Yeah.
Desert Song is one of those tracks. And
Mm-hmm.
now we're trying some new things. We're doing a lot more vocals because we both sing.
Uh-huh.
Meg has got a really lovely voice, and I think she's making faces at
Well,
me.
yeah, I sound like Inca.
She sounds really good. She does a cover of this really cool
I'm not a pop
song from
singer. Yeah,
Uzbekistan. That song is so cool, though.
you have good
I want to
voice
hear
too.
it. Oh, you gotta sing it. Okay, you guys have to sing now. You ready to sing? It's
Ugh.
a little acapella thing.
Probably not on demand.
Love me do.
Yeah.
No?
But we
Well,
started to do
Megu's
more.
mama sang for us, right? For the Silk Road relief for Japan.
Mom sang.
Yeah,
My
Mama
mom.
Mom
sang.
sang, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad we could record that
Yeah.
because mom passed. When was that? Very first of this year.
Yeah, actually
wow.
just before
Oh
strike and
wow.
New Year's.
Mm.
So yeah, and in getting the videos together to send to you, we were kind of seeing some of the videos of mom, and yeah, Meg's definitely inherited that from her mom. She's got that
Yeah.
Shinai classical voice, which
Yeah,
is
same
awesome.
round face.
Yeah. Oh, your mom was great. She played for like 15, 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the goth music of Japanese traditional music. It's all songs about falling in love and having it work out absolutely terribly.
Everybody died.
Everybody died. But we loved each other.
Yeah.
Wow. That was so cool. I lost my train of thought. Wow. So what is it that how do you because I think the creativity, I think sometimes if you wait for inspiration, you're fucked. Right?
Mm,
You know,
true.
like for me, I mean, and I was kind of fucked, but because after 311, I wrote 10 songs. And I don't know if I call that inspiration, but I had strong emotions and experiences that I felt like I had to write about, right?
Yeah.
And when you have that, then you can write tons of shit, right? But if you don't have that, and you wait for that, either an impetus or inspiration, it doesn't necessarily come. So what is it that you guys do to force yourselves, or what's the process that gets you guys writing songs? Do you set time? I'm gonna from 9 to 10 every day. We're gonna write a song, or do you have an idea here and there? What are the things you do?
I can answer to that. I haven't touched the instrument after mom died. I'm still trying to get over.
Yeah. Working back towards it.
Yeah, so dozo.
I think we
Process.
come at it very differently. Like, so for me, my old music before coming to Japan was what you described. It was coming from, I had a bunch of life baggage I needed to talk about, and so it was easy
Yeah.
to write to that. But
Yeah.
I think with this stuff, a lot of the time, it's almost like soundtrack music for some kind of idea we've got. Like, for us, Desert Song was this idea of being, way out in the middle of nowhere, far away from home, and dreaming about that love you have for your comfortable place and trying to get back there. And that's where that melody came from.
Yeah.
Where did Hulusu come from? Because that's the only song we've ever played where we've made the audience cry.
I just gather off the line I could play.
Oh, people's just cheers are just being shot down.
this sound too.
But there's something so sentimental, and I can't describe this song because the first time she played it for me was like, it was almost like somebody who had been exiled was dreaming about getting back to home and couldn't, but
Yeah.
they're longing for it. And that song seems to bring that out in people. Look, we've seen people tearing up over that song. So I
Wow.
don't, there's something inside you that was looking for something. I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't have that to play though, unfortunately. Hey, who does the?
Yeah, unfortunately, we
Yeah.
don't tonight.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great album on the track. So anybody who really wants to hear that, you should buy the CD. Yeah.
Yeah, we recorded the bug sound outside of your studio too.
Yeah, for that
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Did you do? We did both, right? We did the studio version and the bug version, or we
Yeah,
just did
yeah,
the
we
bug
made
version?
two versions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That was really nice. I think a lot of the songwriting we do together is I don't know, there's something about these instruments, they kind of lend themselves to a certain sort of energy as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying not to sound too new age with this, but I think sometimes the instrument kind of has something it wants to say, and you kind of feel that in how you play it, and the limitations on the instrument also drive you into spaces. Like
Yeah.
when we do electronic music, we've got 15 million sounds we can do, and we can layer until the computer crashes.
Yeah.
But with these instruments, you've got three strings on the shamisen or rabab, and that's it. You need to work within that confine, and maybe that just makes the music a little more true to whatever it is you're feeling at the time.
I think personally, the simpler it is, the closer to the heart it is.
Mm.
You know, the more complex you get, it's turning into something that's outside of you
Yeah.
rather than something that's inside you. So, the music that I love the most is the simple stuff. Just like what's her name, Matsukara Rumi.
Oh,
Rumi.
okay. Yeah, Demi.
Yeah. I mean, just her singing in Okinawan with her shamisen, or sanshin,
Yep, Sanshin.
just makes me cry. And having an orchestra and a big band behind her doesn't make me cry harder. Probably makes me cry less. Because I think music is this expression of something that you have inside of yourself, right? And sharing that. And the simpler it is, the easier it is to connect to people, I think.
I think feeling the instrument too. The when you're sat in the room with the three of us, you can feel the percussion in the air, and you can feel the tones of the instruments, and a lot of the time when we're trying to write as a band, because we do that a lot more now than we used to, we get together and maybe we come from a basic melody, and then each person brings their piece to it. And sometimes they end up in very different places than we expected. Even if, like, we're doing a cover now of a Nordic song. Its title is escaping me at the moment. Spellbound, which is this wonderful kind of witchy sounding thing. And the original is very Nordic, but by the time we got done with our cover of it, it's something entirely different. It's very Asian now. And I think it's because, the percussion choices we made and the melody kind of choices we made. I don't know. Sometimes I think the instruments really dictate a lot of where we end up going with songs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, because I can take this guitar here, and it's a $150 guitar. And I don't think price actually makes a difference, but every instrument is completely different, right? So you have and the space between the frets, the feel of the wood, right? The sound that resonates from the body.
Yeah.
It's all going to be different, right? depending on the guitar you have, right? You get like a really, really nice Stratocaster guitar or something that Jimi Hendrix used to play, and you're gonna choose different. You're gonna hit different notes, right? You're gonna
Yeah.
play them differently, right? You know. So yeah, that. Oh dear, it's gonna fall all over the place. Then you have this one.
Mm.
Right, and the sound that's emanating from it is different, right?
And how you're
I don't know if you
holding
can-
it is even different.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the size of it is different. The way that it resonates is different. Each note that you play rings out longer. You know, they're both good.
That's right.
You know, and if you pick up this guitar and write a song, or you pick up that guitar and write a song, you're gonna write a different song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and neither one is good or bad, right?
I think it's very true because depending on what instrument we're working with, the characteristics of the song will be a lot different. Like the rabab is really good for very sentimental pieces or kind of fast, energetic pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And shamisen, what I love about shamisen on Kiyohime, that song has this really mellow kind of, structure, and then it goes crazy and it's really intense and it's fast. It's such a cool instrument. And I can't imagine any other instrument playing that song.
Mm.
Or maybe the harmonica, right? Megan, you were thinking harmonica, yeah. You could totally do the harmonica, right?
Let's try.
Kiyohime
With the harmonica.
We'll
Why
do
not?
everything with harmonica. Even the percussion line will be harmonica.
Right.
I'm gonna
That's-
die. I'm gonna die.
Somebody probably could do that, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my daughter Aika, she was here yesterday, and I set her up with the whole Logic making music suite, right? And we actually have I set up a keyboard in front of my table, in front of my desk and everything, and started showing her what you can do with Logic, right? That you can do this with MIDI, right? You can record these notes,
Mm.
and then you can change the instrument,
Yeah.
right? Which is totally, I think it works both ways. When you're playing the melody,
Yeah.
the sound that you're hearing, the sound that's coming out, just talking, maybe an instrument, be an electronic music or whatever, synthesizer, sampler, whatever. When you're playing, the way you play is going to change based on the sound that's coming out, right? And the response that you get from your input instrument. If it's a keyboard or it's a guitar that has MIDI input or whatever, right? But whatever you play, when you go back and you change the instrument and play it back again,
Mm.
sometimes it sounds better than the original thing you played.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? And Aika was just like,
Yeah.
wow, you can do that. That is so cool, right? And because I was just showing her how you do like track 1, and you do like a simple drum beat, and you loop it. Track 2, you do like chords and a piano. Track 3, you do bass, boom, 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 boom. And then track 4, you do melody. And I recorded it, and it was just like kind of this very simple thing. And then I changed one of the synthesizer things, and suddenly it sounded like a song from Okinawa.
Oh, yeah.
And if I tried to do it, I would not be able to do it. But you have those sort of, I don't know, kiseki go okoru.
Ah, kiseki.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
kiseki. You got to tell us what it is in English. Kiseki, like a miracle.
Yeah, that's the closest word, I think.
Hmm.
Miracle.
Miracle is just like, or surprise, or like I didn't even know I was going there, right? But the sound like each instrument, each electronic instrument has a different sound,
Yeah.
and it responds to each note differently.
Yeah,
It's going to start
definitely.
earlier, going to start later. It's going to have some tremolo or whatever. And depending on what you change, even if the note's the same, even if the music is exactly the same, the way that it sounds and the feel that you get is completely different.
Yep.
So I think it goes both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot. A lot of our stuff has some electronic foundations in it, and you know, sometimes the original composition, the sound doesn't quite match with the instruments,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll fish around for something or create something that we think is better. I think that's nice. Yeah, but you're starting to do. Before I was doing most of our programming, but Meg's starting to do stuff too, and that's starting to be really interesting.
Yeah, I'll study.
She doesn't need to study. She's good at
Yeah,
it, actually.
yeah.
She'll come in here and
Will
she'll make
do.
something that's cool. Yeah.
She's smarter than all of us.
I will.
But do you guys have like a regime? Do you say like we're gonna do it on this time, or is it just like you're sitting down and you pick up the shamisen and you start playing something, or do you record stuff into your phone, or
Usually me or you too, ne? Just say, hey, I have an idea and just play melody and okay, let's add the drum line or
Yeah.
other flute line.
I think probably like, I don't know, at least 2/3 of what we do comes like that. One of us will come up with a foundation and then
mm-hmm.
we'll bring it to each other and then we'll bring it to the three of us at band practice. Um, and then the other third is kind of an effort at collaboration. So we'll get together with the purpose of writing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think maybe the strongest point of this project is that separate writing, because we bring completely different initial voice to the table. So,
Mm-hmm.
some of the songs I think really reflect Meg's composition sensibility and some are mine.
Yeah.
And that difference gives the band, I think, more depth than it would have if we wrote everything together.
So you guys, yeah, I'm trying to think about like physically how what I mean like do you set us? I mean, for me it's just like I think if you decide, okay, I'm gonna write a song every day, you can write a song every day.
Yeah.
I can write 10 songs in a day. They may or not be
Whoa.
good, right? But if you just sit down and say, okay, I'm gonna do this,
Mm,
right? You can do it,
yeah.
right? But you guys are busy and you're doing other stuff, and we got the coronavirus. Are you driven by, okay, we're gonna have a band practice, so I have to have something by that time, so I'm gonna put aside time to do this, or is it just like for me, I'll be like walking in the rain, and a melody will come in my head, and I'll record it on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
you
yeah.
know, or whatever, or I'll have a lyric idea and I'll write it down. I'll put it in my notes on my phone or whatever, right? And but I don't have the time I used to have. Like, when I was in high school and college, I just had time, and I had a guitar, I had paper and a pencil,
Yep.
and I would be like, okay, yeah, I saw this girl, fell in love with her. Okay, I'm gonna write this thing, right? And I had time to do that, but now, in our 50s or whatever, do you need to sort of create that space? Are you forcing yourself to do it? I mean, because it's not, because when I was in college or when I was in high school, it was like, I have to do this. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm good at it or not, but I've got to write a song about this girl that I just met because I fucking love her and I got to write a song about it, right?
But now you're a
Or
busy man running companies. You don't have
right,
time.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, and it's kind of a waste. You know, because I probably could write hundreds of fucking awesome
Yeah,
songs, and I'm not
I'm
because
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
doing other shit, right? But how is it? How do you create that balance, and how do you create a space for your creativity?
But we were just talking about that. We have to make time to make music.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we tend to come up with kind of a broad idea that we want to reach. So, like with the last album, most of those songs came to be because we wanted to play live shows, so we needed to
Yeah.
expand the repertoire. So that was
Mm-hmm.
constant motivation to keep trying new songs. And at the time, I think our lives were a little simpler, so it was easier for us to do that. But like right now, we've got a concept for what we want the next album to be, and we've got some
Mm-hmm.
target music that we're working on creating. But especially since the virus started, it's quite hard to, I don't know. We made a conscious decision not to stress ourselves out by, because there's a lot of people say, well, you're at home, you should be able to produce, you should be highly productive, and get your novel written and your 5 albums released.
Oh
And
yeah, it's busier than ever.
it just stressed us out. We're like, well, we're in the middle of a pandemic, we're scared about what's going to happen, we're worried about
Yeah.
people. So we just decided not to pressure ourselves. So in reality, what's happening is one of us will get an idea and we'll start working on it, and then we'll kind of collaborate, and we'll
Yeah.
do that while the energy's there. And if it's not there, we won't do it.
Okay.
And some other times that'll manifest as me doing electronic music or Meg doing art. So we're just
Mm-hmm.
kind of letting the creative thing go where it wants to go at the moment.
Yeah.
But we do have a goal of trying to get a new album, and I think we've got about half of an album from songs that we've developed over the last few years. But
Yeah.
we also want to do another 5 or 6 tracks that are going to reflect our vocal work and get into some new water. And so
we will make time to make songs.
I think time's not really the issue right now. I think the emotional
Prioritization.
bandwidth is.
Yeah, we should try.
Yeah. But I think now's the time to do it. And honestly, I think this first quarter of the whole virus thing has kind of toughened us up in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So now maybe I think it'll start as we head back into the next cycle of this. I think maybe we'll be better prepared to be more creative, I hope.
We will.
But I mean, I've produced a ton of electronic music during this time, so for some reason that comes quite easily right now.
I think we're always creative. It's just whether we can actually realize that we're being creative or not. Because I think when we're in these times of stress and stuff, it's really hard to realize what we are actually doing. Because we're it's just tough, right? And you're limited in your ability to actually feel and realize things, right?
Yeah.
So you're creating stuff, but you're not able to say, "Oh wow, I'm creating stuff," and you can't appreciate it because everything's so fucked up,
Yeah.
But I think it's something we really want to be doing more of.
Yeah.
Recording the stuff we've already finished and getting some new songs that highlight the vocals are really important.
Yeah.
And right now we're about to do some modifications to this space to make it so we can be noisier here.
Noisy. We like noisy.
Yeah, which will help us because right now we can't really sing or play the acoustic instruments very loudly here.
Yeah, we got some foam to block the window so we can make more noise.
Nice. I think you need more than foam though. Foam doesn't really do much. You need
we're in a cement box, like the roof and floor and walls are cement in here. There's just this one side and it's thick. You can't hear anything from the other sides.
So you're all good, huh?
But this window, you can hear everything.
double pane glass though, and air in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. Double pane glass makes a big difference. Yeah.
So have you do that.
Have you done anything Corona specific? I have not been able to go there yet.
Yeah, I made a
I
super
need to go there.
depressing electronic piece that I
Yeah.
streamed one afternoon because I'm
Yeah.
having a really terrible day thinking about it. And I just made this gloomy as hell piece. And I think I just needed to get that out. Don't know that I'm going to share that very widely.
Yeah. I think it's important to do though, because I think that those being able to, I mean, it's just for me this time it's like this is the third big disaster in our lives, right? 9/11, 3/11, coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is the hardest one to get my head around because it's so unknown.
Yeah.
There's no enemy, right? There's a lot of stupid shit happening,
Yep.
and there's no solution in the near future, as far as we can tell.
Yep.
And the only solution we have a solution, but most of the people in the world aren't ready to fucking deal with that solution. You know. So what do, right? And I have not been able to get to that point where I could actually write something about it. You know, even think about writing something about it. It's just been so hard, right?
Yeah.
I think it might be easier when it's over to look back and sing about it. I mean, we don't write music that's kind of like, hooray for the heroes or, gambate kind of music anyway. But
Yeah. Yeah, but for your personal emotional well-being, and for me too, I think we gotta write shit about this. You know, and we have to overcome that block
Mm.
because it's
agree.
debilitating if we don't.
Now it's kind of hard because the state of emergency is lifted and people kind of feeling like it's over, but we know that it's not over.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's weird because we both had a really rough week last week. You know, where we had not been having rough weeks before that. And I think what it came down to is you could feel the excitement and energy in the air.
Mm-hmm.
The emergency is going to be lifted. People are going to go out and you want to be part of that wave. You want to be able to go out and, yeah, it's over. But we knew that this was bad thinking, and we knew that that this is not over. It's going to come back,
Yeah.
and I think that put us in quite a funk for the week. But it also kind of kicked us a little bit to start talking more about, okay, we should really sit down. We're gonna be back in lockdown. It's a matter of when.
Mm-hmm.
And we really should, get this album done. We should make these new songs. We've got these ideas. We can't control what's going on outside, so let's control what we can do here, and let ourselves create.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, that's yeah. I mean, for me personally too. I mean, I don't want to go outside. You know, I have to go outside sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And but the people that you people are not social distancing, right? Some of them are, you know. And when you like, you have to go to the supermarket to buy food, right? And some old guy is coming out of the door, right? So you wait, and they give you a stupid look. Where are you waiting?
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
you're like, and there's like you're looking at some eggs and you're deciding which eggs to buy, and somebody comes right next to you and like rubs their shoulders against you and tries to grab some eggs before you or something. You know,
Yeah.
and
People
it's just,
really don't have the concept of the social distance here. People just piling
no.
up to each other.
We stopped going out altogether.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, I wish. Yeah, I've cut down big time because
Mm.
it's been really emotionally trying for me. You know.
we started getting groceries delivered
Uh
instead,
huh.
which is limiting because you can't always get what you want. But
You
it's also
can't
creative because I live with a
always get
chef, so
what you want.
so whatever we get, Meg is I mean, I'm living with Cheshme's chef every day, and you
She's
know
taking care of
whatever we've got, she turns into something awesome.
you. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I think you guys are some of the few. I mean, I think I'm in the probably the top 5% of people who are social distancing, right?
Mm.
In terms of, because I don't go out, I'll go out, I'll go out to the park or something,
Yeah.
and I've limited my trips to the supermarket. I bought a freezer, so the amount of time that I'm out around people is much lower than most of the population. But you guys, if I'm in the top 5%, you guys are in the top like 1%, or the top like 0.1%. I mean, like I mean, I think there are probably some very very shinkei, right? Some
Yeah.
very freaked out people who are doing probably not close. You guys probably have more awareness than most people do. There are probably some people that are just like cut off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But most people are just out there, right?
Yep.
I mean, we had
yeah.
a state of emergency, and it's funny, the state of emergency,
Yeah.
the park in front of my house is fucking crowded. State of emergency ends, and there's nobody in the park.
Because people misunderstand that they can be in the park and they have zero risk, which just isn't true. I mean,
But the
I'm
risk is
all
lower,
for
but yeah.
people going out, as long as they're
Mm-hmm.
smart about it. But the problem is, we're in Honancho. It's a densely populated place. I tried to pick up a prescription from down the street a few weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, that was like playing a video game of how to avoid the virus. It was insane. There
Oh,
was
it's crazy.
there's a guy, Yamato delivery guy, and I were trying to avoid other people and each other. So we were
Mm-hmm.
actually giving each other real space, but all these other people were converging. It was like that old game Asteroids, where
Mm-hmm.
they're all trying to crash into you.
And the funny thing is, I think people are getting closer now because of the
Yeah.
coronavirus, because they didn't bother getting so close, and like it's just like I go to the bank, and why does somebody have to touch my hand to tell me I need to fill out this form? You do not need to touch my hand. You can stand up. I'm sitting down on a chair, right? And she's giving me a form to fill. I have to pay my taxes, and the only way to pay my taxes is to go to the bank. So
Right.
she's giving me a form, right? She
Yeah.
does not need to squat down and put her face in my face
Mm,
and put the form in my hand and touch my hand while she's giving me the form. She doesn't need to do that.
no.
She can stand away and say, "Form de gozaimasu," right? She
Yep.
can do that, but they're not. They're getting. She's like close. She doesn't need to do that, but she's doing it. It's probably fine. It's probably
Yeah,
fine, but it
but
doesn't make
she
anybody feel
should.
safe.
She should take distance though. But they
But
just don't have a concept, right?
no, but they've got signs everywhere. There are signs
Really?
everywhere. Stay away, stay away, stay away. They've moved. They have fewer seats, the waiting seats, right? They've moved the seats away from everybody.
Mm.
But everybody comes in, and you get the place where you say, what section are you going to? You have to
Yeah.
push the button, and there's 10 people there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, can't you wait? It's just like, let the first person go, let the next person go. So there's no sort of concept of that. That for me, that's the scariest thing.
Yeah, same
I,
here. Same here.
I think we've had a very simple position on the whole thing from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Just shut everything down, keep everybody at home, freeze
Mm-hmm.
rents, give people a subsistence income.
Yep.
and let's starve this thing out, and take a big economic hit and a big social hit for
Yeah.
a fixed period of time and get ahead of it, like countries like New Zealand did, and
Yeah.
then come out with a lot of precaution and safety. But like you said, most of the world doesn't seem to be able to get their heads around this, or they just think somehow we'll just plow on through and wave flags in the process and everything will be okay. But you know,
Yeah.
I, I just wish it stresses me out, not just for us, but I'm worried for people I care about, all the time now. My sister works
Yeah.
in kind of the coroner's office in Salt Lake City, so I'm worried about her being there. And we've got a lot of friends in Tokyo who are going back to work tomorrow,
Yeah. Yeah.
back onto trains and stuff. I'm so worried for them. But, I think we just gotta, I don't know, control what we can control now. And maybe that's the test for us, is to do what we can, try to help people as much as we can and control what we can, and then be safe as much as we can.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
for sure.
the hardest part for us is having the cafe closed, though. That's heartbreaking. Every weekend, Friday, Saturday, we're just, we're thinking about that. We're wanting to be there and wanting to see
Yeah,
it.
just live music and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's been
Meeting
hard.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we cannot risk it.
yeah,
It's
we're not
too
going to reopen
dangerous. Yeah.
until we're sure it's safe, and because it's too small a space. I mean, social
Hmm.
distancing in that environment is impossible.
Yeah, it's yeah. But I think that we do. I mean, I think we need to reopen, right? We cannot be shut down forever.
Yeah,
And
Mm.
there's no way for us to all be shut down at the same time. And like if everybody in the fucking world could shut down for 1 month,
Mm-hmm.
just stay the fuck home, it'd be gone.
We
yeah,
But
know that.
that will never happen. That will
Yep.
no,
never happen, right? And even in our wildest dreams, even in a police state, it will not happen, right? So we're gonna have to live with this virus, right?
Yeah.
And in order to live with this virus, we need to learn how to act appropriately. If we're gonna go out in the world and we're gonna do things, you need to learn how to act appropriately so that this virus doesn't get promulgated, right?
yeah.
I, the mayor of L.A. County, saw him last night, and he was talking about how Southern California and Northern California reopened their construction. They would let people do construction again. Northern California, after 2 weeks, shut down. Southern California was okay. Why were they okay?
Mm.
Southern California had health officials go on site and monitor what people were doing and corrected the mistakes that they were making,
That's good.
right? Northern California didn't do that, and they were just doing the stupid shit that construction workers do, right? So I think that if we can get people to act responsibly and to do the simple things that we need to do, we can do a modicum of, we can still keep doing stuff, right?
Yeah,
We can still go out to dinner. You just have to stay away from other people, and you need to have, partitions and stuff, right?
but that
And we
if
can.
that if is the problem.
The if is the major problem because nobody does it.
Yeah.
People you never met want to come up and kiss you now. You don't need to. You don't need to kiss me.
I do think people, I think there's an explanation for that. I think people are, we're even Japanese people who generally don't hug each other in public and stuff. I think they are still communal creatures, and
Yeah.
being locked up is making people, I mean, it's like letting a bunch of hungry cats loose. They're going to eat anything that they can grab. And I think that's what's happening.
Great example.
I mean, don't you feel like
Yeah,
that?
I know.
I miss, like, when we see you and you come into Cafe Cheshme, we're like, Jeff, and big hug. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
that's like, putting your batteries on supercharge. I think
Yeah.
people are really hungry for that.
Yeah, totally, right. And I think, when I was in Taiwan, I've always tried to figure out why, when there's lots of space, why Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, they they build their towns close to each other.
Yeah.
Like the houses are really close. Even in the countryside, everybody's close. You know? And Chinese, there's a term called 热热闹闹, right? Hot, hot, noisy, noisy, right? And it's just like people want to be around other people, and they don't want to they don't necessarily want to hug them. They don't want to touch them,
They want to
but
stay close.
they want community. They want people around
Yeah.
them, right?
Right.
Fujita and Ishinomaki also talked about that. It's like the old people and the old folks' homes and everything. They're taking the children off to other places. If there aren't any kids running around, the old people feel sad.
Mm.
It's like that. There is this. They don't want to. You meet people and you kiss people on the cheeks. No, but do you want people close to you? Yes.
Mm.
Like riding on a train for Japanese people, it's different for me, but for Japanese people, it's an okay thing. It gives you closeness and intimacy to your community without you having to say I love you, or having to be intimate, right?
Yeah.
So
I
I think
guess
that
for us,
they're
it's a sardine thing.
Yeah, sorry to think.
yeah. Well, sardines love each other too, right?
But maybe that's where the next wave of music's going to come from. Maybe it's going to be us figuring out how to fill some of that space.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's got to be my answer for a while, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Try to keep. I don't know. Like when we do the shows on Saturdays, and I hear what people are doing. That's kind of getting bits of that back into our hands every week.
Yeah, that's cool though, huh? That's great that you're doing that, man. Thank you.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. Uh,
we are not TV personalities. It's not a natural thing for us. So we're struggling with
Yeah.
this. But we love it. We love doing it.
Yeah, thank you for doing it, man. People totally appreciate it for sure.
And you too with Wine Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, man.
No, thank you for inviting us again.
Yeah. Oh, it's my pleasure. Yeah, it's the Shima and Wine Talk. Yeah.
Oh yes, Shima
Yeah.
wine.
Yeah, it's the renewed version, the coronavirus version. So you want to do one more song and then we do a final goodbye and we
Yep.
go off
Sounds
and
like
drink
a
more
plan.
wine? Yeah. Eterica.
New one. Done.
Yeah, this is one of the songs that's not on the album.
Yeah. Tell us about this one.
So weirdly enough, Eterica started out as an electronic music piece that we adapted to Rain and Eden.
Mm.
And it was a lot grindier and edgier when we first did it. And it's softened up a bit now because it's kind of got a, I don't know, travel kind of feel, don't you think? I don't know. What do you think of it?
I really like that one. Really good balance of the electronic music and the organic instruments.
Yeah, and that's got Santur and Rabab together, as well as I think in the video we've got tombak or frame drum.
Tombak kana?
Tombak, I think, and then the
Tombak.
electronic.
And the dance.
Tombak.
Yeah.
frame drum. Frame drum. I figured out it's like this the round thing
Yeah.
with the skin on the front. What's a tombak?
It's the goblet type.
Okay, which is different than the darubuka.
It's all made of wood.
Oh, really?
Arabica tends to use the metal
or ceramic.
clay.
yeah, ceramic.
Ceramic. Okay.
And the skin is I think it's goat skin,
I think
goat
so.
or sheep, and it's thicker, and the percussive style is with your fingers as opposed to well, I guess Darabuka is too, but it's a different kind of snapping and trilling that is completely beyond anything we can hope to do. But Shu is very, very good at it.
Okay, let's try it. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Eterika. Last thing we have to talk about the graphic.
Oh, okay. Actually, it's an udu drum.
Udu drum.
I'm turning the volume. My headphones are a bit loud now. It's awesome. It's only 3 people?
Yep.
Yep.
Crazy.
And actually, Shuhei's playing udu drum, not tombak on this one.
Yeah, the crazy bass though, huh? He's an awesome percussionist.
Yeah, we love his work. And this is Renka, who's a really amazing dancer artist.
Very cool. That's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, we are so lucky to have her there, Renka.
Yeah, she's a really incredible dancer. We've done quite a bit of collaboration with her between this and the other project.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you played. So you had a background track for the synthesizers and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, something. Well, when you're playing with something set already,
Yep.
like the rhythm's set, the tempo is set.
Yep.
You're playing along with that, but to be able to get a groove within that is very cool.
We're lucky. Shuhei is, he comes from a background that did electronic and stuff back when he was younger as well, so he can deal with it, and that's been kind of a major breakthrough for us because he's so far the most adapted to electronic backing tracks of anyone we've worked with.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you kind of have to keep it the same, but you don't have the flexibility to slow and make things slower, make things faster and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's one of the challenges when we do the stuff that's integrated with electronic, and that's really what Rain and Eden has been most of the time, is that integration. We've thought about having somebody do the electronics live. I might be doing more electronics live in the future for us, but a lot of the time it's the atmosphere. The electronics are not so much providing the melodies usually as they are providing the ambiance. So
yeah, or the rhythm, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, we've got 10 layers of percussion going on.
Yeah.
So,
what was that drum he was playing?
Voodoo. Where's that one from?
I think it's Africa, right?
Yeah. So it's a ceramic jar, like a vase.
That was intense. The bass on that, just like, it's incredible.
It's a very cool instrument, and you get all the bright percussive sounds as well as that deep, kind of doom sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool instrument.
You got to bring it out to the studio someday when we can not socially distance. Yeah. Okay, tell me about the cover photo for Rain and Eden.
Cover photo
graphic
is I made that design. I layered up some water image and drew the mermaid shape and just Photoshop it and just merged in one picture.
Oh, really?
Mm.
So it's not an actual photo of a mermaid.
It looks that way.
It does. I thought you took a photo of a mermaid.
She's from the ocean.
Let's leave
right?
it that way then.
Yeah, that's why her name is Megu.
But that's an example of what her art is like. She does these amazing figures that are just unbelievable. They're so cool.
Very, very
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you so much.
Your sort of artistic sensibilities are very cool. I mean, your website is very cool as well. Everything you put out is refined and nice. Yeah, like it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. どういたしました。Don't touch my mustache. Don't touch my mustache.
We're straying into the OG-san zone.
OG-san zone. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's time for Stream of Consciousness questions.
Okay.
And I used to have a list, and I can't find it. So they're gonna be real. They're gonna be real stream of consciousness questions. So, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
Anywhere. I would say Morocco because we wanted to join the festival there.
Okay.
This year is not going to happen. So.
Yeah, I think that's our that I'd share that. I think that's we if we could play in Morocco,
Mm.
that would be like finding the Holy Grail for us.
Oh wow, that would be cool.
Yeah,
Rain Eden in Morocco. Oh, cool. Like you bring some of your band members from Japan too.
Yeah,
Ah, that'd be awesome.
hopefully. Yeah.
hopefully.
Mm.
And just,
Yeah.
I mean, take some pictures in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That'd be so cool.
What's the most important thing to you in your life?
Not head, but him.
My, yeah, I have to say the same thing. My life is about, you know, making sure that she's good, that things are okay for her. The
Cool.
rest of
Okay.
it's all optional.
Okay. Second most important thing in your life.
I say family, dad, more than ever, because probably because of mom, but dad did the cancer last. Is that last year?
Yeah,
Mm.
And I feel really close to him now, so I would say, yeah, dad.
yeah. I would I would say for me, it's the people in my life in general. You know, because
Hmm.
I feel for a lot of our friends, I feel the same affection for them as I do for family.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
yeah.
if you don't have to choose one person, I'm gonna say that too. People around me too.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I love our community, and family and friends. Just some unbelievably amazing people.
Yeah, we're lucky now.
Mm. We're lucky.
What's changed in your priorities in the last 2 months?
I would say before all this started, I was like every other corporate busy person, and I'm sure Jeff, you'll this will resonate with you.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get what you got to get done, trying to keep the balance so you can find space for the things that matter to you and the
Hmm.
things you need to get done as well. But I would say now, um, my priorities have shifted in the sense that I now will want to put the things that are fundamental to me first, and the other stuff has got to stand with space to allow that. Before, I think I often let it work the other way around, but I think I'm done with
Hmm.
that. I the Meg, our music, the people that we care about. That's got to be at the center.
Do you think when it changes, you're gonna fall back into that?
I don't think so. I mean, I had a really rough year last year with overwork and stuff, and that was kind of the first push in this direction. And I think the virus just brought
Mm.
it home. I think the
Yeah.
decisions I make going forward are going to be about being with Meg and doing the things that are important to us. That's priority.
Cool. How about you, Meg?
Mm.
Last two
Mm,
months.
Before the outbreak, our cafe was doing really good and we had packed schedule going, but because
Mm-hmm.
of the situation, everything got cancelled and the cafe was a really important part. Still it is, but now we have to think outside of the box. Now we don't have a place,
Mm.
but we still want to connect people, the creative people.
Mm.
So I guess we just have to adapt to the situation now. Just whatever you can do with whatever you have.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yeah, maybe that's a big part of it for both of us. You know, you have all these options when you can go out into the world, and
Yeah.
now those are,
Yeah, very limited.
yeah. So you have to rethink how you're, how do you still do the things that matter to you in a way that's okay for everybody, safe for everybody.
Yeah, that balance is really hard. Yeah. Okay, one more. What is the thing that makes you most happy?
Not the
Oh,
head.
I'm gonna if I'm gonna put up an auction site so you too after the virus can touch my head.
Kelly's happy head.
It's same for me. Yeah, you. It,
Mm.
we have, and I hear like we have friends who are doing kind of couples related stuff, and we read all this news about how couples are, divorcing and ready to kind of
Mm-hmm.
throw each other off the balcony and stuff. And the weird thing is that we actually are having a fair amount of fun being locked up together. You know,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
random dance parties, movie watching. We're exercising.
Yeah.
I can't say how much of a miracle this is because this is not something we did before. And we're skinny, but it's turning into muscle.
100 push-ups a day. Yeah.
So we crack each other up all the time. We're just doing weird stuff around the house. If we videoed half the stuff we did, we would never live it down. Just strange.
That's interesting. Yeah, because you hear the other side, right? Like everybody's divorcing and everything. But Yumi said the other day, she's like, I think there might be like a Corona baby boom,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard
right?
about that
It's
too.
possible. I mean, we're too old to make babies, but yeah, a lot more time to enjoy things. Yeah.
That they named the baby like lockdown or corona, right?
That's
Oh
so
shit.
mean.
Akuma look down.
Oh man, can you imagine when you're going to be job interviewing people in 20 years? It's going to be lockdown Yamaguchi.
Oh fuck. It's possible. It's possible. Wow. So okay. So your final question? When is
Yeah.
this all gonna open up? When are we gonna be free to be stupid and crazy again and not worry about it?
I mean, the functional practical answer is when we get a vaccine.
Vaccine.
And
Yeah. So when's that
that's
gonna be?
6 to 24 months probably.
Okay. See you in 2022.
Yeah. But I don't think I'll change my answer a little bit. I actually don't think it's going to go back to the way it was. I think there's a shift going on in people for the better or for
Mm-hmm.
worse.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see things a little differently. Maybe it won't last, but can you imagine the first few months of live shows when it's safe to do that again?
Right. It's gonna be out of control, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But the reality is that what is it? Group consciousness
Mm.
lasts for what, 30 days?
Yeah.
You know. So everybody's like, okay, the Fukushima nuclear power plant blew up, and there's radiation all over the place, and we have to stay inside. 30 days later, gotta go shopping. You know,
Yeah.
is like yeah, like unified consciousness does not last very long.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, probably don't need to have any expectations about that.
Nope.
I am looking forward to those, those early shows when things resume.
They should
I
be
think
great,
that's
right?
going to be
Yeah.
ecstatic. Like
Yeah.
your heart's people are going to be crying in the live houses.
But for me though, I don't really, and unless there's like a really sexy girl who wants to dance with me, I have no interest in being in disco or a club
Okay. Fair
at
enough.
all,
Fair
at
enough.
all. Oh yeah, I'm just like, and I'm like getting banged into people. Everybody's drunk and smelly, and they're smoking and everything. I don't know what's interesting about that. If there's a really sexy woman who wants to dance with me and rub her body against me while I'm in that space, I want to be there. Other than that,
Okay.
I have no interest whatsoever in being in a place, with all these, like, why do we all, I,
Yeah.
I don't.
you know,
We can't speak to that because no place plays the music we want to go dance
Yeah.
to, so we wouldn't go anyway.
We wanna dance.
And we're not cigarette friendly either. So
Nope.
if there's smoking involved, we're out.
yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how it evolves. It's going to take some time, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it will evolve. There'll
Yeah.
be different things, but there's still music, and there's still art, there's still love, and there's still food.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think we could probably
I'm not.
stay in here. I mean, we don't want to, but we could
We
do this for a
can.
long time.
I'm not missing much either. Yeah.
It's not that hard. I don't know why it's so hard for people. I mean, so it's so easy not to be um, standing in line somewhere.
Right.
We've figured out all the ways not to do that. So I'm not giving that up when this is over. I'm still not going to stand in lines when this is over. I'm done with
Yeah,
life.
my life hasn't changed very much actually, except for like the my work out of the house has gone away, but
Mm.
my general work here is pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because I don't see people. I do my stuff and work on the computer or whatever, and that's it. And I don't really have a I don't feel like I'm missing out. I don't go out and eat food in front of somebody who's making food for me anymore. But that's the only major change. You don't spend as much money either, so it's good.
The cafe's been the big one for us
Mm.
because
Yeah,
my
that's right.
work's been at home. So, but we miss the cafe a lot.
Yeah.
I miss cooking for people.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it's special, huh?
Mm.
so, yeah, we're gonna reopen. We're not gonna close forever.
Cool.
That's not on the table. It's just
When
whatever
how?
we have to do to keep it there until we can
Mhm.
open, we'll figure it out.
Let's get the blinders, eh? Or just say this shop is an Ibaraki shop, so you don't need the social distance. Because in the middle of the emergency,
Yeah.
there were ramen shops all like we were driving around. We didn't go anywhere, but every ramen shop we drove by, there were people sitting next to each other eating ramen. And there were guys on bikes. There's like 8 bikers. They come out and they're going to the ramen shops. And they're completely open. And everybody's eating ramen next to each other.
No.
We need to get everybody
Never.
hooked on RuPaul so they'll stay home and binge watch. That's the answer.
There's some illusion that Japanese is special. We not gonna get this virus. Too.
Oh no, they have Japanese have special blood. Japanese are immune to the
Yeah.
virus.
Seems so, right?
No. Oh, for sure.
I don't know how people think that. I think
I
That's
don't know.
why I'm noisy all the time on Facebook, because I'm
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get people to understand that, you know, you're not as special as you think you are. And yes, you're precious. We're all precious in some way.
Mm.
This
Yeah.
virus doesn't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
care where you're from or what color your skin is. It's gonna, and then it's rolling the dice. If you're one of the 80% who won't end up on in an ICU, then great. But you don't know that until you get it.
Yeah. And people don't seem to. Yeah. People don't seem to care about that, huh?
Well, but we cannot control other people's behavior, so we just have to do what we think is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we need to start carrying guns. I think.
Oh god.
You, you get closer than 2
Oh,
meters. You know.
I think there should be an application or some kind of device that just makes you feel an instant, overwhelming sense of shame when you fail to social distance. Like you should just
Right.
want to go crawl under a pillow and not
That's
come
all we
out for a
need.
couple days.
Yeah.
that sounds a very peaceful way.
It's complete no harm
Yeah,
caused.
Yeah.
Just
peaceful way.
you'll be walking along, you'll get too close to somebody and try to grab their arm or make them grab paper at the bank, like Jeff's scenario. And in your brain will the chemical will release that'll make you want to go home and hide out for a couple days because you're just shamed to death over it. I,
Yeah. I think you should develop that. That I would like that. And like put it in everybody's like cerebral cortex. So that, like or just
yeah.
have a little. All we need is like a little sensor, and if it senses another sensor within 6 feet, you just go, you fall down, right? Because if everybody had that, 80% of the people in this town that I'm living in would be down on the ground because they cannot do it. They cannot stay 6 feet away.
Do you
It's
feel
not a
like
hard. It's not a hard thing.
do you feel like you're becoming the classical old guy who's just ready to hang out your window and go, get the hell off my lawn, you people stay away from each other?
Not yet. No, no. I think I'm just like I'm just PTSD. I think.
I'm at that point where I want to lean off the balcony with a bullhorn when the housewives from the apartment building across the way are all clustered together. It's
Yeah,
like, go home. You're gonna
yeah.
infect each other.
I want a 2 meter, what, a 4 meter circumference hula hoop. And I'm gonna wear it on my body and walk around everywhere with my cowboy hat and my bandana.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
that might work.
And I
You
think
know,
the first company that comes out with a spacesuit that really prevents the virus and is reasonably comfortable is going to be the richest company in the world, because I would
mm,
buy one and I would just carry on with my day in my spacesuit if I could.
right? Totally, right? Yeah. I mean,
It'd be
I wear my
great.
cowboy hat. I wear my cowboy hat to keep people away from me.
They're going to come up and talk to you about where you're from and do you
No, no,
do
no,
bronco
no.
ring and
No, the cowboy hat scares people.
really.
I have a cowboy hat and a red bandana.
So you're like a classic cartoon villain.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, but no, yeah. That's the best time. People will stay away from me. They just like normally just like walk right by me, like bump into me and stuff. Cowboy hat, red bandana. Ooh. Oh, oh.
Huh. Good to know.
We got
Yeah.
to think about that because
Yeah.
I was talking to some friends in Seattle who were saying they thought the goth thing would keep them safe. So they kind of upped their goth game during
Oh,
this,
really?
hoping the mainstream people would give them a wide berth.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work. You're like, oh,
Really?
you're so cute. You're so interesting. It's like, what? I don't know. I
People's
think they're
brains are
just
changing,
drawn
eh?
to other people. Their eyes rolled
Yeah.
back and people.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Creepy way.
Nah. strange
Yeah, it's
world.
yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping we figure it out sometime soon, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the Megu's t-shirt just sums it up. Weird. It's all fucking
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, my good friend from Germany
Yeah.
gave me this.
Is that a German word?
I don't know.
Weird.
But she's Birgit is one of us.
Yeah.
Birgit's a weird person like us, so
Okay.
she knew exactly what to get Meg.
Yeah.
Right?
Just you weird in good way. Thank you.
That's important. Well, being weird and good is important, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Weird is our new normal. We're just gonna stay weird.
Yeah. Well, stay creative. Keep making awesome music.
You
And
too.
let's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will try. Yeah, I just had my first installment of my lullabies.
That was awesome, by the way, man.
It felt really good. I mean, people. I got 880 loves.
Whoa. That's
Enos.
awesome.
But yeah, I think we really need people. We need people to connect with. You know, we need
Yep.
to be. We need to feel things together. You know.
Yeah, more than ever.
And maybe it's just over the internet or whatever, but it makes a difference. I mean, for me, just playing the guitar was, and knowing that there were a couple people out there listening, really made me feel better, you know. So we just gotta keep doing it, keep
Yep.
sharing it. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
And
This is a lot of fun.
Shima and wine talk. Yeah, I loved it.
Wine dog.
Oh, hey, I was going to show you something before I forget.
Oh yeah, the special bottle, huh?
Okay, now the label on this thing is completely worn off.
Okay, let me. I think there's a way that I can make that bigger. Okay. Oh, it's huge. Okay.
So this is a Chateau San Michele from Washington State. It's a late harvest Semillon. It's like a 1982 or 1992. So I've been dragging this thing all over the planet for almost 30 years.
Holy
And
shit.
as you can see, it's got this amazing dark color. And this is a sweet dessert wine. When this thing is over and we can open up Cheshme again, I'm going to have this there. And the first few folks that come into Cheshme, we're going to open this guy and we're going to celebrate the return to the world with this.
Sexy baby.
So that's our
Way
wine
cool.
for the future.
Awesome. Oh, that's so cool, man. So I have to be there then.
Yes,
Yeah, you have to.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, here's hoping.
Soon.
Soon. Yeah, have you seen Jam Kazam, man?
Mm-mm.
It's software. You can actually jam with other people who are, I think it's 400 miles away from each other over the internet. So you can jam in real time. Jam Kazam. I did a post this morning on Facebook.
Oh,
They had and you can do like live
jam
broadcasts. Yeah. You can do
Check.
live broadcasts. Right? So like
That's
you
so
and I,
cool.
because we're close enough, we could jam and broadcast it on the internet.
That sounds really
Hold it.
cool.
Yeah.
Jam Kazam.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna share this out too on the channel.
Okay. And I think I haven't tried it yet. I've been sharing with Herman and we haven't been able to do anything yet. But we're in close proximity, so it's possible that we could do a shared jam session.
Let's do it. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are horrible at jamming, but we'll try our best.
Yep.
No, well, you guys are good. But they had a live broadcast today, or this morning, and they
Okay.
had people all over the states, musicians playing from their homes. It's basically 3 people at the same time, and they're streaming live.
That's cool.
That is cool. I
Which
want
is
to watch
totally
yeah,
cool.
should check
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, they've been working hard to improve their technology and stuff to do the live streaming. But it was initially created just to do, just online jamming, right?
Yeah.
But now they're doing live broadcast stuff. Pretty cool.
Very.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too,
Love you
JJ.
too.
And yeah, hope to hug you sometime soon in the near future.
Yeah.
Yes, please. That'll be lovely.
Yeah, and keep doing what you're doing because it rocks, huh?
You too, man.
Yeah. For sure. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I gotta end the broadcast. It's not over yet. We're still going. You gotta keep going.